I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for being here. It's pretty interesting weather out there, so we'll try to get our business completed as efficiently as possible tonight. Is there anyone here from the public who would like to make a comment? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. We'll move on to the informational agenda. Is Dan here, the student representative?
He is not here tonight.
Not here. Okay, so moving on, letter B. Overview of professional development days for 2010-2011. Dr. Condon, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. Welcome. Thank you.
That's going to click for me, as she always does. I wanted to give you an update on what we've been doing with professional development this year, and insight into some of the things that have been happening. You know why we have the professional development program. It is to support our initiatives in the school district, and we now have a district improvement plan that makes those initiatives and makes our efforts much more clear and gives us a plan going out 3 years. And so we're using our professional development program to support those initiatives in the area of curriculum, development of curriculum units of study, assessment and use of data, ensuring instruction that's sound and differentiated to meet the individual needs of students, and improving school climate. The professional development program is a commitment of time and resources on the part of the district. We have several professional days, 5 days during the school year, including our convocation day, that come to about 35 hours of professional development for every administrator and teacher in the school district. That's part of the contract. And also now this year for paraprofessionals and teacher assistants. That's new, and that's a welcome addition, that they're part of that regular training. In addition to those things, we have some common planning time in the schools at like lesson study periods or grade level meetings that are built into our schedule. Curriculum committees that meet. We've offered on-site courses. Ann Harkin is offering a course right now to people on special education regulations. We have reimbursement for college courses. That's a great benefit in this district, that people get 50% reimbursement, and it causes our staff to go out and take college courses and bring that knowledge back into the district. And when we can manage to afford it, usually out of grant funding, we send people outside to workshops, but we expect them to come back in and share those ideas that they collect with the rest of the staff on professional days. The professional development choices come from a lot of areas. We do have a professional development committee with the building administrators and teacher representatives and central administrators on that, and they develop a district professional development plan that gives us the overall goals for the school year. And we also will survey faculty to find out interest. We get evaluations on each of our workshops, and I did include a sample of our evaluation summary in the packet that was sent to you. We of course look at needs that are revealed to us through the assessment data and get input from teacher committees, curriculum leadership teams, and then there's always the state mandates that we have to comply with. The most current one that we've heard a lot about is the anti-bullying requirements for professional development. So some samples of what we've done this year. One area where we've had a lot of emphasis is on mathematics. That's coming out of our need to improve our AYP standing. So we have someone, Dr. Sharma from the Center for Teaching and Learning of Mathematics, who did a summer course for us for K through 12 teachers, and has been doing professional development workshops for our elementary teachers on our professional days. And he's really building teachers' understanding of how to give kids a strong sense of number in the early grades so that we don't have math difficulties as students move into the middle school and encounter the more challenging mathematics that they have at those grade levels. Another example is the is the development of units of study. I think this is something that you've heard a lot about over the past 2 or 3 years. It is, in a sense, a rewriting of our curriculum, but it is more than that. If you observe the process by which units of study are developed, you would see that it's a very significant professional learning opportunity for teachers. They work together, they plan, they think about how to instruct students, how they should design a strong lesson, how they should assess students, what should our standards be. So the whole thing is really a professional learning community when that work happens. We use the Understanding by Design model. We're using that here, and Dr. Kali, when he came in, had used that in his previous district, so it was great that he brought all of his knowledge in about that process. And now we find that the state has adopted that for the work that it's going to be doing for the Race to the Top. So we feel kind of gratified that we hit that one right. It is a national program, and we're glad we're using it. Also, I should mention that that's also the model that's used by NEASC, who will be accrediting our high school. Language-based learning is another area that we focused on this year, again coming out of some of our assessments. We saw that we have a population of students who have language-based learning difficulties, and those students benefit from a different kind of instruction. They have organizational problems called executive functioning, and some reading issues that can be dyslexia-like, or they may have other kinds of language processing issues. So we started out by training a team of teachers at the middle school and high school to offer special instruction to students in their regular classrooms. But we found that the strategies that were being brought into us by Landmark School, who we partnered with in this effort, were strong enough to use with a broader range of students. So we've had those consultants be doing our training with the teacher assistants this year and the paraprofessionals, and we've also done school-wide training of teachers at the middle and the high school to share some of those strategies. Another area of focus has been learning to use a greater range of assessments. We are used to using summative assessments. That's a familiar form of assessment where you test students after you've taught them. ITBS that you heard about last week would be an example. But what we want to do more of is pre-assessment and formative assessment. Pre-assessment, assessing students before we've taught them something, so we have a clear idea of what they know and what they might be confused about and need clarification on, where we need to concentrate our efforts. Formative assessment is assessment for learning. It goes on all during the time that you're teaching a topic, constantly checking in to see if students are understanding and adjusting your teaching if they're not. At the high school, I mentioned before, preparing for NEASC, and this is something that Mrs. Tutelo is very well aware of. The best way to prepare for NEASC is to be always preparing for NEASC, and that's what's been happening at the high school. This will not be something that people are preparing for at the last minute. It's been an ongoing process at the